Lauren from the Bikini Experiment. I have a brand new workout that I can't wait to share with you today. It's a stability ball workout designed for beginners. Grab your ball and let's get started.
First up, a straight leg glute bridge. Tuck your tailbone under you and draw the lower abs in so that your low back is pressed to the floor. Draw your pelvic floor muscles up. Stay in control as you raise smoothly. Think of lengthening the quads as you raise the hips towards the ceiling. Straighten your legs with the hips. You want to get full hip extension here. Hold at the lockout. Lower slowly with control and focus on drawing the pelvic floor up as the lower back comes to touch the ground. Move through the hip socket only and fold at the glutes. Now we are going to stir the pot. Set yourself in a plank position with the forearms on the ball. Establish a hollow position in which the abs are up, the ribs are down, and there is a slight rounding to the upper body. Move from the lats only as you make small circular stirring motions to the right and or left sides. Draw the abs up toward the ceiling as you fold the ribs together. Stay as still as possible in your hips and shoulders as you reactively control from the inner abs. Keep your breathing continuous and gentle as you take air in down into the diaphragm. Next up is a hip thrust. Walk your feet out as you roll down the ball, keeping contact with the lower shoulder blades. Place the heels of your feet back under your knees. Draw the pelvic floor up and the abs inward. Just like a glute bridge on the floor, tuck the tailbone under you and close the ribcage downward into the hips. Bridge straight up, not back. Drive up and slightly forward through the heel. Seal the hip bones at the top and hold the lockout. Keep the head connected to the movement of the torso. Look forward when your hips are low and up when your hips are up. Lower slowly under control. On the way down, roll your torso slightly forward and push your butt towards your heels. The bottom position will resemble the bottom of a low squat. Make sure this is coming from the hip socket. Now, the reverse crunch. Tuck your tailbone under you and draw the lower abs in so that your low back is pressed to the floor. Draw your pelvic floor muscles up. Scoot your feet a third of the way up the sides of the ball. Squeeze the ball with the feet flexed back. With the low back flat to the ground, tuck the knees all the way to the chest. Curl the pelvis toward the knees as the butt lifts off the ground. Pause at the top. Draw the belly button inward as you slowly uncurl the spine. Flatten the back on the way down. Do not allow the lowering of the legs and ball to lift or flick the low back off the ground. Brace deeply. Squeeze the ball and get full lift in the hips as you go up and down. Next up, a low back hyperextension. Set your feet low into the wall. Snug yourself up onto the ball as you push it under your knees and thighs. As a note for positioning, the pelvis will make contact with the top of the ball when rounded over. Find your balance using your hands to center yourself. Clasp your hands behind your head. Round all the way over the ball, vertebra by vertebra. Control your center and do not shift left or right. Pause and then raise up and back, vertebra by vertebra, as you articulate through the small muscles of the spine. At the top, do not overextend. Keep the ribs down and head forward. Lastly, we have an overhead raise with squeeze. Stand up tall with a properly stacked posture. Hips level with the ribs directly over them and the collarbone lifted. Hold the ball from open palms up into the inner forearms. Squeeze the ball to broaden the upper back and spread the shoulder blades. Keep the ribs down as you raise the ball up and back over the upper back. Do not round the shoulders or shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. Instead, squeeze the muscles of the armpits down at the top to keep this from happening. You have reached the top of the position when the biceps have fully passed behind your ears when the ball is overhead. Pause at the top, but always squeezing. Lower by pulling the arms down from under the armpits at the lat muscles and drawing the abs inward.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the workout. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section and be sure to subscribe below for future updates. I will see you again soon.